Welcome to Prime Finance Report. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we're going to do something really important. We are going to build your ultimate financial safety net. We all know that life can be wildly unpredictable. One day you're humming along, your budget is perfectly balanced, everything is going exactly to plan, and then literally the next day your car completely breaks down or your furnace decides to just quit on the absolute coldest day of winter. Well, that is exactly why we put together this complete guide to building an emergency fund. Today, we're going to transform your financial anxiety into absolute rock-solid financial confidence.
But hey, before we get to the solutions, I really want you to answer a question honestly to yourself. Could you comfortably cover a sudden $400 expense today? Like right now? If your car blew a tire on the way to work this morning, or if you had a sudden unexpected medical copay, could you just pay it right out of your checking account without stressing out, without reaching for a credit card? If that thought makes your stomach drop even just a little bit, you need to know right off the bat that you are absolutely not alone here.
Get this. According to a report by the Federal Reserve Board, nearly 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency expense with cash or its equivalent. I mean, really think about that for a second. 4 out of 10 people would have to borrow money, sell something they own, or put it on a high-interest credit card just to handle a minor bump in the road. That is a massive amount of baseline financial stress that so many of us are just carrying around every single day. And the cost of being unprepared, it isn't just financial, right? It's emotional. It's that constant nagging worry that one string of bad luck could just unravel everything you've worked so hard for. But that stops today.
So the absolute crucial starting point is understanding what we are actually building here. An emergency fund is a dedicated, liquid pool of cash reserved strictly for unplanned expenses to avoid high-interest debt. Now, the key words here are dedicated and liquid. That means this money is easily converted to cash. You can access it within a day or two without facing any penalties. It acts like a financial shock absorber for your life. It stands right there between you and the temptation to rely on high-interest credit cards or those super costly personal loans when life inevitably throws a curveball. Basically, it turns a full-blown crisis into a mere inconvenience.
Okay, let's dive into this. We have distilled the absolute best advice from top financial experts into 5 clear, actionable steps for you. First up, we're going to set a specific goal. Second, we'll review your budget. Third, we'll figure out how to open the right account. Fourth, we'll automate and accelerate your savings. And finally, step 5, we're going to learn exactly when to spend it. If you follow this roadmap with us, you are going to conquer this intimidating financial goal and build a rock-solid foundation for your future.
Moving right along to step 1, set your savings goal. To figure out your specific target, we're going to use something called the 369 rule. This is a great framework highlighted by the financial experts over at Wealthsimple. Your ideal number depends entirely on your lifestyle and your personal risk level. So if you're a single person with highly stable employment and pretty minimal expenses, you can safely aim for 3 months' worth of essential living expenses. Now, if you're a family with dependents, kids, a mortgage, maybe higher insurance deductibles, you should really aim for a 6-month buffer. And if you are self-employed, a freelancer, or a gig worker with a fluctuating, somewhat unpredictable income, you're going to want the ultimate safety net, 9 full months of expenses.
Now, you might be wondering what those months actually look like in real dollars. Well, according to recent data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average household monthly expenses sit right around $6,440. That means a fully funded safety net could easily range anywhere from $20,000 to nearly $40,000. Look, I know, seeing a number like that pop up can absolutely make your eyes water. Saving tens of thousands of dollars sounds about as feasible as, climbing Mount Everest before lunch.
But here is the absolute secret to getting there. You have to treat it exactly like climbing Mount Everest. You don't just jump to the summit overnight. No way. You take it one base camp at a time. Please do not let that massive final number terrify you into doing nothing. Your very first goal, your base camp 1, should just be to save $500 or $1,000. That initial starter fund is actually enough to cover many of those super common surprises, like a minor car repair or a sudden dental bill, without completely derailing your finances. We conquer the summit by focusing only on the next camp.
All right, let's look at step 2, review your budget.
I really want you to consider the power of a single $5 bill. When cash flow is tight, taking tiny, seemingly insignificant steps adds up in a massive way. If you want to save $150 a month, you literally only need to find $5 a day to save. Skipping a daily coffee, packing a lunch instead of eating out, or just trimming down an unused streaming subscription, saving just $5 a day adds up to over $1,800 in a single year. Small, almost unnoticeable daily sacrifices yield huge, completely life-changing results over time.
Next up is step 3, Open the right account.
Let's compare our options here. On one side, we have a standard checking account. Honestly, it is way too accessible. If your emergency money sits right next to your grocery money, the temptation to spend it on a Friday night out is just way too high. Plus, you're earning virtually zero interest. On the other side, we have the clear winner, a high-yield savings account, or a money market account. This is what experts love to call an inconvenient savings account. It's highly liquid, meaning you can get the cash in a day or two, but crucially, it's separate from your daily spending. You have to actively log in and transfer it, which creates a really effective mental barrier against those impulse buys. Plus, these accounts offer competitive interest yields, meaning your safety net is actually growing itself while you sleep. How great is that?
Moving to step 4, automate and accelerate.
I really want to share this fantastic quote from certified financial planner Curtis Chambers. He says, "Fund the emergency fund in the same manner as a monthly bill." This right here is the golden rule of personal finance. You have to pay yourself first. Don't wait until the end of the month to save whatever is left over, because let's be real, there is rarely anything left over. Instead, I want you to arrange an automatic transfer on the exact day you get paid. The money just moves from your checking to your inconvenient savings account automatically. You treat yourself as your most important creditor, and I promise you, soon enough, you won't even miss the money.
Now, once that automation is up and running in the background, you can really hit the gas pedal with these accelerators. First, look into debit card roundups. There are apps that will literally round your purchases to the nearest dollar and invest or save that spare change. Second, capture your financial windfalls. If you get a tax refund, a bonus at work, or a cash gift for your birthday, funnel at least a large portion of it straight into your emergency fund before you even have a chance to think about spending it. Third, pick up a side hustle for a little bit. Freelance gigs, driving for a rideshare, tutoring, whatever works for you. Finally, sell your unwanted items online. Seriously, a single weekend spent cleaning out your garage can easily net you that first $500 base camp goal.
And that brings us to step 5. Know when to spend it.
So before you ever even think about touching that cash, you must challenge yourself with these 3 absolutely critical questions. Number 1, is it unexpected? Number 2, is it absolutely necessary? And number 3, is it urgent? If the answer to all 3 of those isn't a resounding yes, then my friend, it is not an emergency. Keep your hands off those funds.
Let's actually walk through a stark comparison here to make sure there is zero confusion about what constitutes an emergency. Think about true emergencies: a sudden job loss, unexpected medical bills, urgent car repairs so you can physically get to work, or a broken furnace right in the middle of winter. These are unexpected, they are incredibly necessary, and they are urgent. Now, what's not an emergency? Vacations, that massive flat-screen TV that just went on a 50% off sale, impulse buys, or finally upgrading those kitchen counters. Look, a sale is a marketing emergency, not a financial one. These are planned expenses. They require their own entirely separate savings buckets. Never, ever confuse a lifestyle upgrade with a true financial crisis.
Okay, let's wrap this up with a recap and your action plan today. Here is your entire explainer journey mapped out in one place. First, you're going to calculate your target using that 3-6-9 rule, but always keeping your first $500 base camp in mind as the immediate goal. Next, meticulously review your budget to find that extra cash. Even $5 a day counts. Then open an inconvenient high-yield savings account so your money actually works for you while remaining safely out of sight. Put your deposits on autopilot so you automatically pay yourself first. And finally, guard that cash strictly for true urgent crises.
Now here's the absolute key takeaway and the practical action I really want you to do today, literally the minute this explainer ends. Go into your banking app and automate a $25 per week transfer into your savings account. That is roughly that $5 a day strategy we talked about earlier. I know it seems small, it seems totally manageable, but it is the exact strategy that changes absolutely everything over time. Once you flip that switch, you become a saver. You begin building your fortress.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Prime Finance Report. I really hope this step-by-step breakdown has shown you that true financial security isn't just a luxury for the wealthy. It's highly achievable for anyone who is willing to put these basic systems in place. Now, if you like our explainer, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a topic on which I should make an explainer, please do comment down below. Before you go, I'll leave you with this. What is the one unexpected expense that would terrify you today, and how quickly can you build your base camp to conquer it? Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and start building that safety net today.